We're still waiting to see how many iPhones are going to be introduced, because if the rumors are to be believed, then what we're seeing now, this iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, is the very expected sort of incremental upgrade to the iPhone 7 lines. But there are reports that there will be basically a third phone, the iPhone X. And that's expected to be the riskier design, the one that has an edge-to-edge display, gets rid of the home button, maybe costs more like $1,000. And this is something that we've seen Apple do. When they refreshed their MacBooks recently, they introduced the one sort of hero MacBook with some edgier technology, a little riskier for people who weren't as interested in that mainstream familiar experience. So we may yet see another phone that is super premium.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we're still waiting for more headlines to come. There are a lot more details about this new iPhone 8 and potentially another iPhone to come. But Paul, in the meantime, what we're hearing also is that the Apple A11 chip is the first ever Apple designed GPU that is going to be the heart of the phone, basically. Does this signal anything for Apple in terms of its strategy, in terms of its ability to manage the supply chain?
Well, the first thing I would say about that is the advent of that particular chip isn't a real surprise. The key will be supply chain, just as you mentioned, but it's going to be for, if they do announce, which I expect they will in a few minutes, the higher end phone, the availability or not of OLED displays. And the thing that's most exciting about that is that their biggest supplier, the biggest supplier in the world, is Samsung, who is also an arch competitor on the wireless side. So that is the supply chain issue to consider most closely.
So the stock OLED, OLED, that's not the one that you're watching. You're really concerned about Samsung.
That's right, because Samsung makes the OLED displays for Apple. So they have a part cooperation and a part competition relationship. And that is much more important to me versus the CPU or the GPU.
Molly, I'm not asking you to pick stocks here, but what companies in the Apple ecosystem sort of stand out to you?
You know, I think for the longest time it has been portrayed as Apple versus Samsung, and that is certainly a fair head-to-head, especially in that premium price range. But I think at this point you really have to be looking at its Chinese competitors, Xiaomi, Huawei. Those are companies that have made huge inroads in China at lower price points than the iPhone. And so I know that, you know, Apple continues to pursue this premium strategy, but I think there's a host of new competitors that may have a better lock on those emerging markets because their prices are lower and the brands are really making a big impact.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.